sorry, Nitesh. I should remember this one. Good, you reminded me. So I just repeat it one more time. Sorry, the recording was not done. Okay, so get data. I just click on get data and I want to connect to SQL Server. Here you need to specify this, SQL Server name here, which is nothing but my desktop name followed by the / desktop -8 K BBDN3, 8K BBDN3, and your SQL Express. This is what your SQL server, my SQL server name. And then here, since I know my database name, I just specify the database name directly, and then I selected import. There are two types of connectivity mode: import, direct query. Let us start with import. In the case of import, what will happen is when I select any file from this database or table, that table data will get loaded locally into my Power BI desktop. I just click on OK here. So it shows all the tables that I created as part of my SQL the sales database. The sales database is available in my SQL Server. Look here, I just select the location and dim product. That's all. I click on load here. I have used the import connectivity mode. Remember this. I selected two tables, SQL Server tables. These two tables will get loaded. The data get loaded physically into my Power BI desktop. Look here, the dim product. We can see it here also. Dim location. Yeah, refresh. You can see that the dim location table got loaded. Dim product also got loaded. So in the Power Query Editor also we can see. Here also we can see in the Power. Here, where is that? Dim location, dim product. Look here. These two tables from SQL Server got imported locally into my Power BI desktop. To see the data, I just click on it here. When I select dim location, I can see it here, and dim product also I can see it. The same data I can see it in my Power Query Editor also. Okay, the next thing is you just remind me by 10:30 p.m. Okay, so that we will see the refresh is happening on cloud or not. Okay, I left it just like that there. Okay, the next thing is I just go here. Now I'm going to connect to the SQL Server one more time. Here I just use the same thing here, desktop I find 8KB 8K BBDN3 8K BBDN3, and then / SQL Express databases sales and direct query. I just click on OK. I just select sales fact. Is selected. If I scroll towards right, yes, the data here. See, this time I just use the direct connectivity mode. How many of you notice that? Instead of import mode, I just use the direct connectivity. I'll show you one more time. Don't worry. The sales fact table I got loaded here. But for that, what I did, I just clicked on it, SQL Server. I just specified the SQL Server name, database name, same thing. But this time I used the direct connectivity mode, not the import. What is the difference between import and direct connectivity mode? That is what we are going to see now. See sales fact. I just go to the data tab view and I'm going to click on the sales fact. Can you see here? This table uses direct query and cannot be shown. When you connect it with direct connectivity mode, the data will not get loaded locally into your Power BI desktop. Instead, the data will remain as it is in the source system. Only the table name and the columns that belong to that table will get loaded here. It is something like your Swiggy app. In the Swiggy app, you have the menu, right? You can select items, and then the food is prepared at the hotel, right? It's something like that. Metadata. Your menu is something like a metadata. So this kind of metadata. Metadata is something like metadata about data. This table is available in my SQL Server, and I can use the direct connectivity mode. And here, all the columns and table name I can see it, but the data I cannot see it here. However, you can see the data in your Power Query Editor for the same thing, but you need to go by this one, okay, right? And if you click on the model view, look at the sales fact table, I imported it. So I use the direct connectivity mode. And if you see here, compared to other tables, there is a blue color line here, right? Compared to other tables. On top of this box, line. So with this, we can understand it's a direct connectivity mode. So look here, when you keep the cursor or when you hover the cursor here, it displays the table name, and storage mode is direct query, and the data source type is SQL Server database, and the server name and database. So here it is shows very clearly direct query. But simply by eyeballing this also we can make out which all tables we got loaded with import mode, and which table we have used the storage mode as direct. So the blue colored line tells us this is for we did not import it. Instead, we have used the direct connectivity mode. It simply imported the table name and column names. The data is still available at the source system SQL Server. So now you understood how to connect. So now you understood how to connect to SQL Server and how to connect the difference between import connectivity mode and direct query mode. The direct query and import connectivity, these two types of connectivity modes are available in the SQL Server and Oracle database. Like other RDBMS, it will work. But MySQL, I don't think so it is working. Okay. And RDBMS databases, you have two connectivity mode. For Excel, JSON, CSV files, only import option is available. There is no direct query there. Direct connectivity mode. Okay, I just go back here again. And then I just click on the, see, you can go here and select the SQL Server. Here also it is available. Just click on it. Instead of going there and all, right, it is available here itself. And then here, what I'm going desktop -8 KBBDN3 and SQL Express. Here I just say sales. Okay, direct query mode. And I just clicked on the advanced options here. And then here, instead of going and selecting the table, we can fire the query itself here. Okay. For example, I just say select star from location. What the other table I saw? The location product, right? Okay. Select star from dim underscore customer. Instead of selecting the table, you can fire a query. Okay, dim customer. Include relationship columns. You can enable SQL failover support, that are all not required. Okay, let's see what happens now. But it will ask the database name. Okay. Edit. Okay, here the sales database, right? It's correct only. 1 second. Okay, dim and the table name wrong, I think. Dim customer. Yeah, dim space, no underscore. Yeah, correct. That is the problem. Yes, Nitesh. Good catch. So here, if you type the wrong table name, it will throw an error. Let's see what happens now. Look here, it selected the table directly here, right? So the data, it shows, even in this case, it shows the data preview window. And based on the query, it can select. See, in this case, I just use the select star from table. If you wanted to combine the data from more than one table, right, based on some condition, you can write a query in such a way, combine the data from multiple tables. And that query, if you can use it, in a single query itself, you can see, let's say 3 tables data you combined, right? All the 3 table data, you can see it in a single query itself. Got it? So query 1, look here, for this, it is given some query 1. I just go and rename it as dim customer. So now hope you have understood how to connect to SQL Server. And also we discussed about the import connectivity mode and direct connectivity mode. And in the case of direct connectivity mode, it was not importing the data locally. Instead, it imports only the metadata, the table name and the column names, plus the relationship related information. Okay, that I will explain it later. Okay. And then we have explored the import connectivity mode in the SQL Server. Import is pretty straightforward. It will load the table data locally into my Power BI desktop in the case of import connectivity mode. And then the advanced options, we explored the advanced options. So in this case, what happened? Instead of selecting the table, I just return this query. And then when I clicked on it, that query got fired on my SQL Server database, and then it displayed the data here. Then the data preview window, when I clicked on OK, the data got loaded here. Okay, and I just go here and just check 1 second. Yeah. So I have used the direct query, right? So even the dim customer, I have used the direct connectivity mode, but I have fired the query directly. But even in this case, the data was not loaded here, the dim customer. I have used the SQL query for this. This is the import mode, hence it shows the data here. It will load the data here. So what is the next thing? I just stop.